Hey there, Carolina Gilcapi here from Sade Adventures, just hopping on to share this idea for a trip to Italy. We usually talk about Latin America, we usually talk about Africa, but here I wanted to show you what we can do in this beautiful country of Italy, and I hope you like it. I'm sharing my screen so you see the itinerary. This is a trip that's priced for 2025 based on two people, and it's for September, which is that really wonderful beginning of off season or shoulder season in Italy. All the crowds and big groups are gone, but the weather is really great still. So I really suggest spring and fall for Europe. Now, if we do this itinerary, you would take that overnight flight to Rome. My team will pick you up, sign with your name on it, private car, and we will take you to the hotel. If you see here, the hotel is a 4-star property. This particular itinerary is priced with 4-star hotels, but of course, this is your trip. We can change the dates, we can change the hotels, we can upgrade all of them, or we can pick a few places where we really want to have a wow effect and upgrade there. This is your trip, so he can tweak it any way you'd like. Once you arrive in Italy, you've just been on a flight probably for 8 hours or more. We want to stretch our legs. We got that second wind, so we always like to take our clients walking and then tasting along the way. It's a great welcome to Italy, so you can kind of get a welcome through your belly with our local guide who knows all the hot spots to enjoy. And then you rest in the TB Place Roma Hotel, which is really well located, a great place to unwind and enjoy the city. And for the next 3 nights, you're going to be here, but you're really going to spend a lot of time outdoors. So you want to think about that, where we want to upgrade hotels, because it's really based on how much time are you going to spend there. So September 18th, we're going to hit the ground running with our private guide to show you all the highlights of Rome. So everything that you can think of, from the Trevi Fountain to the Colosseum to the Forum. There's so many beautiful highlights. We do the skip the line tickets. We like to go behind the scenes. We like to do some things that are off the beaten path, so you can have a combination of the highlights, but also some special touches along the way. And then the following day, we're going to dedicate this day to the Vatican. And so huge space. What we like to do is do it by golf cart. So just add a little special touch here. Again, be exposed to the outdoors, to the sounds of Rome. And our guide is an expert here. He will make sure you have a wonderful experience. And of course, see all the highlights of the Vatican. And then we end with the Frascati Vineyard. So this area is just outside of Rome, something that most people don't go to visit. Beautiful views, great place to be for a sunset, perhaps. And we do some olive oil tasting, some wine tasting. It's a great place to wrap up the day, especially after all the walking that you will be doing for the last 2 days exploring the city. So let me know if there are other places in Rome that you maybe heard of or somebody told you about that you must see. We can tweak it any way you'd like. Of course, there are amazing restaurants as well, so we can make reservations for you. We can have the guide walk you to them. This is, again, your trip, so we can make it really special. Now on day 5, we're going to head down to the Amalfi Coast. So I can send you a map of Italy so you can see how we're moving. And we're going to go from Rome, which is kind of in the center of the country, down to the Amalfi Coast, and then make our way up north all the way to Venice. So Amalfi Coast is our next step for 3 nights. And I chose Sorrento to be your location where you're going to be in a hotel. And that gives you kind of like a central location. It has a village feel. You can go out to dinner on your own, but it is also stunning and beautiful. So you arrive by first-class train. So what we do is we take a private car from your hotel in Rome to the train station. Make sure you have assistance getting on the right train, because Europe is fantastic for train riding, but that means there are, hundreds of trains every day. We want to make sure it's as smooth as possible. It's a first-class ticket, so you have the nicer seats on that part of the train. And then once you arrive in Naples, a car will be waiting there for you as well to take you to the Amalfi Coast, to take you to Sorrento. And we like to, again, start with some walking around and tasting, having a limoncello tasting. Lots to see and do here. Wonderful place to explore with a private guide on foot. So we can do that here. And then the Flora Hotel is a 4-star option in Sorrento. Again, really well located to explore. Now, if you are interested in Pompeii, if you want to see Naples, let me know. We can do a pizza class in Naples. There's so many different fun things that we can do there. We can extend it by a day. We can add some exploration here in the afternoon and maybe move this food tasting tour to another day. So many options. The 21st, we're going to focus on the Amalfi Coast. So up and down to all those famous little villages and some off the beaten path villages with a private guide. You're going to have a road, a road trip kind of experience. And then on September 22nd, we're going to take the trip on the water. So going to Capri Island, having an exploration of the island, going by boat. So you have these magnificent views of the Italian coastline. This is where, if you think about Amalfi Coast, that's what you're imagining, these beautiful views off of the boats. Now, once we're done with the Amalfi Coast, we're going to get on that train from Naples nonstop to Florence. Same concept. We take you to the train station, first class train, arrive in Florence, we pick you up, check you into your hotel, which is the Michelangelo Hotel. And then in the evening or in the late afternoon, we're going to focus just on visiting the statue of David. So of course, our guide will come with you. He's a historian. He will tell you all about this magnificent sculpture. And it is a really nice welcome to Florence, because Florence is famous for the David statue. So September 24th, we're going to focus on the highlights of Florence. That's the kind of an idea to get you comfortable. That first day is your arrival. You're excited. We want to make sure you're comfortable in the city. That second day, we like to tackle all the highlights, so you're not missing anything. This is a trip to some of the most beautiful places in Europe. So we want to make sure you hit the highlights, because that's why they're highlights. They're popular because they're amazing. And then we like to sprinkle in some experiences and some special touches that will make it a little bit different than being on a bus with a group of people. So something that we do in Florence is we love to have a cooking class. We can do a pasta class. We can do a pizza class if you prefer that. But pasta is a lot of fun. You can get your hands dirty, or you can just enjoy the wine and watch them make the dinner for you, but it becomes a meal for you. And this is one of those things that you talk about for years and years. It's such a fun thing to do something hands-on. Once we are done with our touring and tasting of Florence, the Florence region is right near Tuscany, or Florence is part of kind of the Tuscany region. And I know that food and wine is special to you as well. So for the next 4 nights, you will stay in a local villa that is part of Tuscany's region. So the idea is that we're going to leave Florence. Our guides will take you to some highlights like Siena and other areas in this region. So you can do some tasting, you can do some touring, and drop you off at the end at the Borgo Castelvecchi farmhouse. So this is a remote area in Tuscany, about 3 miles or so from the nearest village. So by being here for 4 nights, those days that you're going to have for free, you can do biking to town. You can hire a driver to town. You can go to the markets, go antique shopping. Of course, the farmhouse itself has wine to taste, has different experiences on the farmhouse itself. So I think it's going to be a really beautiful experience. They also have a great restaurant or a great chef that cooks every night. So you can sign up for a local dinner here as well. So I think it's a great location to enjoy. So you're going to be there for 4 nights. Your first day is your arrival day with some touring with our guide. Your second day, we're going to take you on a Chianti road trip. So you kind of get to know the area and where you will be staying. And then the following 2 nights are free. So you can go out on that bicycle, enjoy on your own, go wine tasting, or just lay by the pool, enjoy the sounds of nature, and do some tastings with the farmhouse themselves. I think it's a really wonderful place inside the itinerary, because you have been going on and on and on, all the tours, waking up early, going all these excursions, and here you have the center of the trip where you're resting. So it's a perfect little getaway. And then we're going to wrap up the trip on day 14. We're going to take a train to Venice. So from Tuscany, we're going to go back to Florence train station, put you on a first class train to Venice, pick you up there and take you to the heart of Venice, stay at the Lia City 4-star hotel or palace. And from here, you're going to be here for 3 nights where we're going to focus on really just taking it easy in Venice. I think during our conversation, I mentioned that it is a great walking city. You get lost in all its little alleyways. So it's a really wonderful place to kind of unwind. So of course, we're going to do a gondola ride so you can get a sense of the city by boat. We're going to show you all the highlights on September 30th, which is your second night. And then we're going to leave the following day, which is October 1st. So 2 nights in Venice, my apologies. And that is your 16 days of highlights of Italy. Of course, there are so many different ways we can tweak this itinerary, but this gives you a really good sense of what we can do. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Let me know what works for you, and we will make sure it fits your needs. Happy travels.